to sum up, getting submitted to insurance wicked soon. Have to have an additional procedure, but it should be no big deal. Not going to have hernia surgery. No big deal. Not going to sweat it. And learning how to deal with Jackson's Tourette's diagnosis. I've been dealing with his Tourette's all along, of course, but I'm dealing with the knowledge of its official term. Hello, YouTube. It is Monica Sleeve McQueen, here to share some good and bad news, actually. Let's see. You guys know that I did my 6th nutritionist appointment, which means that I fulfilled the 6-month requirement of the weight management thing. I got my cardiac clearance earlier this week, and I did my final blood draw, which was they do a nicotine test. Everything is done, and she's going to submit to insurance. I can't even handle it. I can't handle it. That's like exciting. It's exciting and it's freaky. Okay, I had a pretty detailed CT scan done of the hernia. It is what they call stable because there is fat which has busted through the hole in the muscle wall. It's kind of stuck there. So there's no chance for an organ or a piece of intestine to get out, which is when hernias get really dangerous. So they consider it stable, so they don't want to do anything to it right now. It does still give me discomfort. It is making it hard to sleep. What do you do? You guys know that I had the uterine polyp from the ultrasound that I had done on December 31st. That appointment was supposed to be much, my son's texting me. That appointment for the follow-up was supposed to be much sooner, but one time the doctor canceled on me, and then the second appointment I think was when my entire family had the flu. So I didn't go to that one, so I just had the follow-up appointment yesterday. I really thought that because they let the appointment go so long, and nobody seemed to be fussing about it, that I was going to hear, we'll just repeat the ultrasound in 6 months and see what it looks like then. That is not what I heard. This is some serious uterus girly information. So, gentlemen, hang in there. You may have to hear about something like this from your significant other at some time. If you don't, your mom, your sister, whatever, don't be too skeeved out. I have to have a D&C. A D&C is a procedure which is normally performed as part of an abortion or after a miscarriage. I did not know that it was also performed in cases like this. They dilate the female cervix, and then they kind of clean out what's in there. I have a thickened lining of my endometrium, which is the inner layer of your uterus. Not your, men maybe don't have one, of a person's who owns a uterus. That got all confusing. The human uterus can grow a thickened lining in the endometrium. I have done that, and I have a polyp, which Wikipedia describes as resembling a mushroom. So I'm beginning to think that I have a fairy garden in my hoo-ha. That's what I'm going to think about it. So I have to have a D&C procedure, which means general anesthesia. So, yay, I'm not getting a hernia surgery. Yay and meh. But, oh, that's okay, because I'm going to get this kind of a thing instead. I am a hot mess. What the heck? Lose pounds and your body falls apart on you. Okay, all right. So I spoke with the surgeon's office, told them what is going on, hoping that it wouldn't delay the bariatric surgery. The surgeon wants a 4-week span between going under general anesthesia and going under general anesthesia. So I have to go under for the D&C, And then there must be at least 4 weeks before he will put me under for the gastric sleeve surgery, or sleeve gastrectomy, or vertical sleeve gastrectomy, all those many names that it has. That's okay, because I was told today that my insurance can take between 4 to 6 weeks to respond. She's probably going to actually submit all of my papers on Monday. So if I can get the D&C scheduled in the next week or two, it's not going to really affect the timeline. I am beginning to suspect that I'm not going to get the spring break surgery that I was hoping for, simply because I don't even know what today's date is. It's the 20th now. Let's say, oh, this is going to be entirely something I should have figured out before coming on here, but I do that all the time, don't I? I do math while you guys are forced to wait. Now I'm going to do like calculations for dates and times. So it's the 20th, so 1, 2, 3, 4, I screwed that up. I touched the screen and I shouldn't have. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 weeks would actually be the 20th of March, but if she submits on Tuesday or Monday or Tuesday, then it would be 1, 2, 3, 4. I did that all kind of wrong. So that would be around the 30th of March. But then there, in a perfect world, if it came back in a month, the approval, they're scheduling about 3 weeks out. So then that would be 1, 2, 3. That would be late April, around the 20th of April. If I get crazy lucky and the insurance responds in 5 days or 2 weeks, then the D&C is going to push it back, because I do need the 4-week gap between the two procedures. I'm having a hard time letting that go. You get your mind set on something, and I don't know why I really thought I could get spring break. That's what I wanted, because of the convenience of not having to worry about kids getting to and from school. But that's okay. With everything that's gone mentally, socially, logistically, with everything that's gone haywire since January 1st, if I have surgery before summer, I will be happy. If I can just manage to get it done, not too far away from where I initially wanted, I will be happy. I will admit that, you guys know that I struggled with the Tourette's diagnosis, which I can now say my son Jackson has Tourette's, and I don't break into tears. I knew I would be able to eventually. I thought maybe that was like the last straw, because I was so emotional. I thought, well, I've finally hit the max number of things that I can handle in a certain time frame, and I'm flipping out a little bit. I was wrong. I got that under control, and then finding out that I had to have this D&C procedure, that put me over the edge. Call the padded walls. Yeah, call the padded walls. That's helpful. Call the people to drive me to the rooms with the padded walls, because I'm done. I had a minor meltdown, which I don't think anybody else noticed, in the produce section of the grocery yesterday. I was having, anxiety, difficulty breathing. I had just gotten off the phone, leaving a voicemail for the gynecologist's office saying, okay, go ahead and schedule me for that thing that I don't want. Go ahead and let's get her done. So I had just left that voicemail. And who knows? I am willing to let them remove the majority of my stomach. I have had multiple surgeries. I have dealt with a cesarean section incision that opened up, and I had to allow it to heal from the inside, and it took about 3 months, and it was like a horror movie, and I handled that. But reading the description of the D&C procedure made me nauseous and made me freak out. That's my downstairs they're messing with. I didn't think I was too attached to my uterus and whatnot, but yeah, it kind of freaked me out. I don't know. Now I'm at 9 minutes and 24 seconds. I do this all the time. I'm rambling is what it is. I'm using you guys as talk therapy. So all of that is going to get done. It will be fine. The DNC is outpatient. I'll go home a few hours after waking up. No biggie. And you know, the VSG is an overnight stay as long as everything goes well. That's no biggie. I am going to have to edit this, so I'm going to keep going and then just cut out the parts where I talk too much. I did have the 504 meeting for the initial 504 meeting for Jackson's Tourette's diagnosis at his school. That was started out weird. I think they were trying to talk me out of asking for a 504 plan. For those of you that don't know, a 504 plan and an IEP, which is an individualized educational plan, are two federally enforced agreements, contracts, if you will, that a school needs to do certain things to special accommodations for a student. Some students may need more severe help, like they must have a private tutor accompany them at all times, or a parapro to help with their toileting needs. And then there's someone like Jackson who just needs guaranteed permission to stand up and discreetly go to the back of the room when his leg tic is bothering him. This school's been incredibly accommodating of him without any legal document in place since he began there in kindergarten. I love the school because of that. All the teachers that he's had have been very great. But that does not mean that I don't want a legal binding document in place now that he has the rights to one. So, and I also don't think that they were seeing the full scope of his Tourette's at school, because he suppresses tics when he's at school. He holds them in because he doesn't want to, you know, rock the boat. So I brought the video that I had shown to the pediatric neurologist, and then I explained to them that he was suppressing the leg tic and how that bothered him, and how what they were seeing on that video, the very, very strong repetitive ticking, that happened at home because he was holding it in all day. The person who was trying to convince me that we didn't need a document in place, 180-degree difference in how she, I don't know how she felt, but in how she acted after she saw the video and she heard that he was suppressing tics. So he will get the plan, but it's going to take several meetings because, quite honestly, and I hope, you know, I don't think she'll ever have a reason to watch this, and I'm not naming her personally, she wasn't prepared. She's never done one. She had all the papers printed, but she hadn't reviewed them in advance. She really thought that I was going to go, you're right, this school is very accommodating, and we don't need a legal document. And I didn't say that. And I wasn't trying to be difficult, honestly. But this is what he needs. This is what should be done. And I can't guarantee that every teacher that he has at that school is going to be as loving and patient as the ones that he's had in the past. I also can't guarantee that substitute teachers with no knowledge of his behavior wouldn't be cruel or mean or punish him. I want the plan. So we have to have a couple additional meetings to make sure that we get all the paperwork done properly, because I don't know how to do it either, so that there's no blips to, I don't get in trouble, they don't get in trouble, everything's on board, 100% legal. So that was good, and that made it easier too, because I had to speak about his Tourette's diagnosis, and now you notice I keep saying it because the more I say it, the better I get. I had to speak about his Tourette's diagnosis in a professional way. I couldn't allow myself to get weepy. So, you know, you trial by fire. The more you say it, the more you become desensitized to it. Be chill. Be chill. And tell me to be chill, because that's what I need. I need soothing, calming, blue and green vibes coming towards me. I'm really not a hippie, I swear. Okay, bye. I love you. Mwah.